Now, everything old is new again. America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
Welcome to Everything Old is New Again. This is the barbecue guy with the fondue guy. We're happy to be back from on Everything Old is New Again because our host, the regular host, David Cohen, Douglas Viviani, they're on vacation. Barbecue guy here with fondue guy. Welcome.
Thank you for having me back. This is wonderful.
Well, I'll tell you what, school's out, so it's time for the summer. It's time for the barbecue. Besides the barbecue, what else is summer known for?
Well, many things, but I must say, after attending your barbecue party, which, by the way, thank you once again for the invitation. I had a marvelous time.
Right, you came alone, but I understand. That's the wife and family, everybody else, or whatever, the significant other, they're on vacation.
Exactly. So I appreciated the invite even more so. And my phobia over barbecues, I think, is gone.
Nice, because you had a nice little time. You had a little wine.
Enjoyable.
How's your head feel today? I know you had a little couple of drinks of wine.
I'm a little, what's the word for it when you have too much to drink?
You're hungover.
Hungover,
yeah,
yes.
You had the wine from the beer stein. I think it's hard to say, but it's nice to have.
It's a change of pace that I actually enjoyed.
Besides that, it also brings summer blockbuster movies. As far as I'm concerned, we're going to go through a list of movies here that have been released this summer. Are you into the summer movies?
I can be. It depends on the feature and whether it holds my interest, but sure.
What are you doing this summer? Have you seen any of these movies? You going to go see any movies?
I have not. And I was actually going to ask you, barbecue guy, if since we seem to be on our own this week, if perhaps we could come to some agreement on a movie to see together.
Well, all right. We've tried this before. We got you on the barbecue versus the fondue. We had a combination there. We tried to get a little something. We did the show about the best of for these characters when they were away. We sort of got along a little bit towards the end of that. I think we're trying to come together here. I think let's start. Before I commit and give an answer to that, let's take a look at blockbusters from the past. And I want to going to give you a bunch of them here in a row in a couple of clips.
Sort of an educational.
Yes, and if you could pass this test as to naming a majority of these movies, I'll go see the movies with you. Let's see how good you are with these movies. Let's see.
Should I say them as we...
Go ahead, sure, why not?
Oh, this is Jaws.
All right, good. Interesting.
Star Wars. The Force will be with you. Always.
That was Star Wars. I'm 2 for 2.
Correct.
Jones, do you realize what the Ark is? It's a transmitter. It's a radio for speaking to God.
I believe there's
Raiders
a hero
of the Lost
in all of us
Sure was.
that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble. Spider-Man did that for Henry, and he wonders where he's gone.
I believe that's Spider-Man.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
That's Back to the Future.
Wow, you got them all right. I give you a lot of credit there, my friend.
I surprised myself.
You did. You had a question about... you spoke over the Spider-Man, the best part of the Spider-Man speech there, but I understand you were excited.
I'm not used to this radio thing.
It's a different forum for you.
I thought I was supposed to answer as the clips were playing.
You did very well. I give you credit.
apologize.
All right, that's okay. All right, so you passed that test. It comes to mind that you're going to have a little time for yourself with the barbecue guy. We're going to go to the theater.
Okay, I'm very happy to hear that.
Who's paying and what do we see? That's the question.
Well, we can go Dutch, and as far as what we're seeing, I'm hoping to perhaps convince you to see a movie that you would not normally see.
Well, I'm a little scared of this Dutch thing. I don't know what you mean, Dutch. I don't know what you're talking about, Dutch. I'm an American boy. I don't know what that means, Dutch.
Well, it means
Dutch.
You pay your admission and I pay my admission.
All right. That's why I understand that. I thought it was some kind of a social situation. I had a little problem there thinking about it. All right, so listen, as far as I'm concerned, let's try this. I think we should go see Legend of Tarzan.
He's Tarzan. You're Jane. We'll come for him.
There's 1,000 men down there. 20,000 more on the way. We don't stand a chance.
A normal man can do the impossible to save the woman he loves. My husband is no normal man.
How about that, the Tarzan?
Well, I can see this may be a bit problematic, but I'm sure, can come to some consensus. Tarzan is a bit barbaric for me. I've heard the story many times before. I'm surprised they're remaking it.
It's reimagined, as people have not seen the Tarzan recently. We've got ourselves a nice love story going on in there. You got yourself he can talk and communicate with the animals. I figured you like that with the nature. You're a nature guy, everything with the environment. Guess what? He supports the animals. He's all over the place with the animals. He's against those hunters and all that stuff. Thought maybe you would have liked that. All right, if you don't like that movie, what do you think?
Here's one I think you might like, because it's action-packed.
Oh, okay. I'll listen to it.
Defeat him, and you'll defeat an empire. Then you will have your vengeance.
You have a voice. People would follow you. I would follow you.
What is that?
That is Ben-Hur. It's a remake of the famous Charlton Heston movie that came out in, I believe, 1967.
I think you never, ever, ever should remake some movies. And as far as I'm concerned, that the historical drama, the Ben-Hur, should never, ever be reimagined. It was imagined perfectly by Charlton Heston. I don't think there's anybody should ever come along and play that part. I got a lot of problems with that. Who's even in that? I don't even know the people. What do you got?
Well, there's a really fine young actor from a famous acting family by the name of Jack Huston, who is starring in as Ben-Hur.
His father was John Huston. That much I know. He directed the very successful and very popular Humphrey Bogart back in the day. That's what I know.
Yes, and also a fine actor himself.
And he had a daughter, Angelica Huston, was also in the movies for quite some time.
That's correct.
That was the mother of this guy.
That is also correct.
But that makes him qualified to play Ben-Hur.
He's a wonderful actor.
Does he even have a muscle on his brain? On his brain. Does he have a muscle on his arm?
I believe, one would need to have that to play this part,
I think he's a muscle brain, but he doesn't have a muscle on his arm, if you follow what I'm talking about when I say this.
Not really.
All right, so I'm not into it. I'm going to say no to that, but we'll try something else.
Okay.
Try this one. You're going to love this.
It's touchdown over the Atlantic. Which part? All of it.
Make them pay.
Not going out there to make friends.
We've got to remind them Earth is not for the taking. 4th of July. So let's show them some fireworks.
They like to get the landmarks.
Independence Day 2. We got Jeff Goldblum. We got Bill Pullman coming back. Vivica Fox. We also got that data from the Star Trek. There's always a Star Trek reference. Here it comes out of nowhere. Brent Spiner. And this is going to be some movie.
Well, you mentioned how some movies shouldn't be remade. I believe this Independence franchise is one that should not have been made in the first place. So the fact that there's a sequel doesn't make sense to me.
You're not into the UFOs. You don't agree with that ufologist we have on the show. We have on the show every once in a while. You ever hear this guy John Viviani, the doctor?
I have heard that broadcast. Yes, I'm not saying I'm not interested in UFOs. What I'm saying is I'm interested in quality movies. So what I'm trying to basically say to you is I'm more into the historical features,
right.
More into the artistic and the more quality.
So it's got to be grounded in fact. God forbid you use imagination. Is what you talk about. Everything's got to be grounded in fact, grounded in historical fiction, grounded in... All right, I understand the term. You even invented the term for all that. Listen, tell me something. What movie am I going to see that's grounded in fact right now?
Well, there's a good one out now called The Founder about Ray Kroc.
How the heck does a 52-year-old, over-the-hill milkshake machine salesman build a fast food empire with 1,600 restaurants and an annual revenue of $700 million? One word: persistence.
Wait a second. I don't feel like taking a math test when I go to the movies. Holy smokes, I got to do some financial discussion here with Ray Kroc, talking about hamburgers, making hamburgers, billions of dollars, and all this. Are you kidding me? What do you think about this?
Well, no, I think it's a fascinating story, a true story about the original, well, not the original, but the famous owner of McDonald's, Ray Kroc. There's something to the story that not a lot of people probably know about, which I think makes it interesting.
Why don't you tell us? Give it away. I'm not going to see this movie. What do you got? You're not going to tell me.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it.
The founder's got a big secret. All of a sudden, you know what the secret is? He opens the door to the McDonald's at the end, and he sees a ship overhead. And it's the ship from the Independence Day 2 movie. And he wants to go see that movie because that's where we're at here, and everything old is new again. What do you think of that idea, Ray Kroc?
Well,
big fan of Ray Kroc. Got to have a hamburger. Got to say, you haven't had a hamburger in your life. All of a sudden, you got to watch movies about a hamburger. I don't understand this. Come on back. Everything goes new again. You know what? We got Raiders of the Lost Ark for you. You got 2 cents to say? Go ahead. What are you going to say?
This is going to be very problematic.
Come on back. Everything goes new again. We're going to talk barbecues next.
Now, back to America's entertainment pop culture talk show. Everything old is new again with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
Welcome back to Everything Old is New again. We're here at the barbecue with the barbecue guy and the fondue guy. The original guys, the Viviani, the Cohen, they're on vacation, second week in a row. I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? You have any idea?
I don't know. I'd like to find out, though.
You think they go on vacation together and argue over the things you love to argue? What's that saying again? The arguments you love to have there.
Some nonsense like that,
Yeah.
yes. But I believe that they're... I can't imagine they would go way together, since they do argue quite often.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights and all that. It'd be a lot of fun to see what goes on there. Probably like The Great Outdoors, that movie, the two of them, I bet. Something like that.
Yeah, haven't seen it, but okay.
All right, yeah, okay. Well, listen, we're at the barbecue. I got some nice barbecue recipes for you. I think it's time. Let's sit down and pull away from the barbecue. Let's sit down and listen to each other for a minute or two. All right, like we're supposed to do, like human beings, to talk and communicate.
Sure, I'm open to that.
Now, what I'd like to do is exchange recipes with you a little bit. I know you've been looking into the barbecue. You're trying to figure out what it's all about. You're enjoying it now. You dove into it. You enjoyed my fondue with the beer and the hot dogs, correct?
Well, it was different. I don't know if I enjoyed it, but I commend your creativity.
It was my attempt to what would you say, to break over into the other side there, so to have you seated. I'm trying to like your things just as much as you're trying to like mine.
And that is appreciated,
All right,
yes.
so let's look at what would you suggest. So I'm going to start off with you here. With something for a barbecue. You got a recipe that you would do at a barbecue that would be something fun.
Yes, I make something that might be...
that guy with the kids already. Holy smoke, you hear screaming?
I do. Is she
Angelica,
okay?
sit down already. Will you just sit on that float and relax, please, with everybody, with the screaming in the water. All right, go ahead.
I found a recipe that I thought might suit your personality.
All right, good.
Barbecue guy. It's called the Fiery Fish Tacos with Crunchy Corn Salsa.
Ah, nice.
What you do is you take 2 cups of cooked corn kernels and try to say that 3 times fast. 3 cups cooked corn
I heard
kernels.
you. We're on the radio. Got to move along here. Let's go.
Half a cup of diced red onions. 1 cup of peeled diced jicama.
What?
Jicama?
God bless you. What happened? What do you got? You got a cold?
No. Jicama is a Mexican root vegetable.
Where am I going to get jicama? All of a sudden, I'm going to Stop and Shop. I'm going to get jicama?
Okay, well, you can substitute...
Hey, Leo, stop, Leo. Do not ride Angelica's back like that in the water. It's over her head. All right, sorry.
So are you watching Douglas's kids?
Yeah.
That's very nice of you.
They're at the pool party. I know. I don't know. What happened is, it's a whole story. You don't want to know.
I'm not sure I do.
I got to pay back for being on the air here with them and all this, so they're
half a cup of diced red bell pepper. 1 cup.
I don't need all the dimensions. What do I do with all this stuff? Now what?
Okay, well, you take a host
jicama.
of
I'm going to
about...
find jicama. I know down the tubes here with this.
There are 20 ingredients, so
I know.
I'll spare you.
No one's got a pen and a piece of paper. They're driving in a car, listen to the show. Give them an idea.
All right. Well, the idea is, again, you preheat the grill for high heat.
Again with the preheating. All right, go ahead.
And then in a medium bowl.
Yeah.
You would mix the corn, the red onion, the jicama, the red bell pepper, and cilantro. You stir in cilantro.
What is that, like an onion?
Okay.
Can't just say onion? Go ahead, next.
Okay. Stir in lime juice and zest. Not with
what are you
zest.
Supposed, what are you supposed to
not with zest, but the zest of the lime.
We're on the same page.
Then in a small bowl, you combine cayenne pepper.
You mix it all together. Then what?
Okay. Then you, I'm a little thrown here.
You brush
then you
it on
brush
the taco,
each fillet with olive oil.
Put it on the grill.
Eventually, yes.
I got to go inside. I can't eat. Those kids are driving me insane.
Okay.
Well, listen, what I would do.
That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious. From what I heard, it sounds delicious. What I would do is add a little teriyaki marinade. I'll never go through the marinade. Do yourself a favor. Just go to the store, buy some teriyaki marinade, pour it on top of there. While you're cooking it, it'll be a nice marinade. Put it in the refrigerator for a half hour on top of what you just did, and then barbecue it.
Don't you think that would clash with the cilantro?
It probably would. The jicama would probably make you sneeze. But listen, as far as I'm concerned, barbecue sauce or marinade, what do you call this? The teriyaki marinade. It goes with everything.
In the spirit of trying to refine your diet, I have another recipe for fish. It's called...
You can hold off on that one because I'm going with the grilled sausage first. I want to get... How about one of mine?
What is grilled sausage?
Combination back and forth. You take a nice sweet sausage. Don't take the pepper, the hot sausage. Don't go for that. Sweet sausage.
Oh, sausage.
Yes, a nice sweet sausage, okay? You got to get some red bell peppers, some yellow bell peppers, some orange bell peppers, and some onions. cilantro, onion, whatever. They're onions. What you do is you take those peppers, you put them in the grill. Well, I should say this. Well, you have a grill at home? You don't have a grill for barbecue?
No, but I can purchase one.
All right, you get one that has the little
If
tray.
I save a little bit, I think I can.
There you go. Watch
purchase one.
Viviani's kid for a little while. You'll save some money. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, they're out in that pool right now by themselves. I got to keep an eye on them. What you want to do is you want to open up you get one of those grills on the side of the grill.
Pool's
It's got
not a dangerous area
No,
for
not
kids
at
to be
all. They got
unsupervised.
the floats on. They got the
I'm
floaties.
sure they're fine.
They're
yes.
beautiful. Leo's really something. He goes under the water. He stays under for a long time. Then he comes up. He's really something. It's really making me nervous. Anyway, what you do is he likes to hold his breath. That kid. What you do is this here. You got one of these
God help
grills
us
where
all.
you got a little something on the side. Well, what you could do is you could put a frying pan on it. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? It's on the side of the grill. It's a side item that is part of the grill.
Now, I understand what side
It's
means.
on the side. It's on the side. So what you're going to do is you're going to put all that goop in there. You put a little butter, a little white wine, and you're cooking your onion, your bell peppers, the yellow, the red, the orange, until they're nice and soft. Okay. Pour a little red wine in there for a little flavor.
Any caramelizing happening?
What's happening is those onions are going to caramelize with the red wine. Delicious. Trust me. They're the key to the dish. Then you take your sausage. It's going to be the pepper sausage, or you're going to do the nice hot sausage, or the sweet?
Can I substitute tofu for the sausage?
No, because what you're going to do is you're going to use a tong to turn them, and as you turn them, the tofu is going to be so soft it's going to fall through the crate, and your barbecue's ruined. Listen, this ain't a vegetarian barbecue. This is a barbecue for a meat and potatoes time. You're going to enjoy yourself. You want to have a little bit of the seafood, knock yourself out. As far as I'm concerned, all you do is you cook those sausage, you take them off, you get yourself a nice roll, like a hot dog roll if you like, or they even make the bigger sausage rolls if you like. The Pepperidge Farm's good with that. You put the sausage on top, you put on your peppers, your onions, you're done. Believe me, it's terrific. What else you got?
I have something even better.
Love to hear it.
It's called grilled salmon.
Oh, boy.
And what you do is you take 1.5 pounds of a salmon fillet. Have you ever had salmon before?
Yeah, I had the salmon. I had it.
You seem very distracted, barbecue
I'm
guy.
I'm going to look at something to drink here during this. There we go.
All right.
You want some wine?
Yes.
I got to have something to go through this with the salmon. All right, go ahead. Salmon is tasteless. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Well, it's really what you put on the salmon, I think, that will make a difference.
Okay, but don't give me the measurements. Just mention the stuff and let's put it together. Go.
Lemon pepper, garlic powder, salt, soy sauce, brown sugar, water, and vegetable oil.
Nice. Like it so far.
So
what do you do?
You season the salmon with the lemon, pepper, the garlic powder, and the salt.
Right.
And then in a separate bowl, you stir together the soy sauce, the sugar, the water, and the vegetable oil until the sugar is dissolved.
Right.
Then you place the fish in a large resealable bag. This is the part you'd probably like. And you shake it with the... Wow, you drank that fast.
Well, I gave you that wine before. This is the beer for me. Go ahead.
I see. So, you drank my wine. But anyway, so you shake the plastic bag with the fish in it, and you get the soy sauce mixture, thoroughly covering the fish.
Right, you refrigerate for 2 hours, I bet.
Preheat the grill from medium
heat. Oh, God,
heat.
the preheating again. Here we go with the preheating. The flame is the flame.
And then you lightly oil the grill grate. Have you ever done this with your grill grate? You lightly oil your grate? Have you oiled...
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just having a little drink.
Okay.
Yeah, I can grill it, whatever. I couldn't talk back to you there. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Just put it on the grill and cook it.
Now, the fish cooks very quickly, unlike some of your barbaric meats you put on there. Salmon will cook for 6 to 8 minutes per side. And the way you know that the fish is cooked adequately is that it will flake easily with a fork.
Yeah, it'll flake right through the grill. You're grilling, right? Remember you're grilling? It's going to flake right through into the flames. You're not flaking anything. You take your spatula, pick it up, and put it on a plate. Done. All right, listen, as far as I'm concerned, you're going to have yourself a nice time with a rock lobster. Have you tried any grilled rock lobster tails?
No.
All right, you get the tails you can get those tails. They're frozen, believe it or not. You can get those, or you can get them fresh. Whatever you like to do. You're going to take them. You're going to put them on a nice heat there. You're going to spray some lemon oil on top of them.
You're listening to Everything Old is New Again, America's entertainment pop culture talk show with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
You spent all this time trying to be your father. Now you're wondering just what it means to be you.
Our captain will come for us. Mercy will be the last thing on his mind.
I am counting on it. Unity is not your strength. It is a weakness.
I think you're underestimating humanity.
Humanity, that is. Welcome back to Everything Old is New again. This is the barbecue guy with the fondue guy. We're going to continue here our discussion to try to figure out what blockbuster movie this summer we can go see and agree upon together. As far as I'm concerned, that Star Trek Beyond is a ace hit number one movie to go see. What do you think?
Well, I do particularly enjoy science fiction films.
Really? What science fiction you like since 2001 Space Odyssey 150 years ago?
None.
Yeah.
But I believe that was a great movie.
Yeah, everybody loves that movie. There's no talking in that movie. Everybody just walking and walking and walking and walking in slow motion. Look at this guy walking, that guy walking. End of the movie, all of a sudden there's a monolith. What do you want to call this thing? With the apes hitting it with the bones and learning how to fight and all. What kind of a science fiction movie is this?
Well, you're right. There's no talking in that movie.
I can't figure out what's going on in that movie.
As opposed to this radio show, which one can argue there's too much talking.
Listen, I'm going to the movies. I want you to tell me a story. I don't want to sit around and have to figure out a story. It's enough already with the 2001 Space Odyssey sci-fi.
Well, it's really up to your interpretation.
Well, what about...
And I wanted to... Oh, did I just cut you off?
Oh, you cut me off. I'll let you go because you're talking sci-fi. What do you got?
I'm actually on a bit of a power trip right now.
Knock yourself out, Mr. Highfalutin.
So... what I was going to say to you, barbecue guy, is the movie from a few sections ago.
Yeah.
I believe it was called Founders.
Right.
The story of Ray Kroc stars Michael Keaton.
Yeah, so what?
Well, I believe he's a very funny man.
I like him from the Batman. He did a nice job with the Batman.
Okay.
The night watch movie where he was the comedy day. Remember that one? Where he was in the morgue.
Oh, sure. That
was a good one too.
Very humorous. He also was in the Academy Award-winning movie Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman. The movie stinks. I got to figure this Birdman out. I got to all of a sudden he's looking out the window at the end of the movie. So Birdman's flying. He's not flying. He's in the window. He's out the window. He's got to figure out, was this real? Was it real? What are we talking about? How come I can't figure out the end of these movies?
Well, I think the director wanted the viewer to use his imagination, his opinion.
It's
as
enough
to what
already
that,
with the
what that
director.
represented.
Listen, I'm not working. I'm in the movies. I'm sitting down in the theater with some popcorn. I want to enjoy the movie. Tell me what's going on here. What are you, Terry Winter? I got to wait. And by the way, there's another episode and another one after that of The Sopranos. Another one at Boardwalk Empire. I got to figure out what's going on. I want you to tell me the story, please. I paid the money. Tell me the end of the story.
So you don't want to think. You would rather be just hit over the head with the actual story.
I don't want to be hit over the head with anything. I'll hit you over the head in a minute if you still continue to argue me with this. So let me move on a little bit. But all I want to tell you is, listen, as far as I'm concerned, I'm in the theater. Tell me the story, please. Tell me the end. I don't want to see Michael Keaton flying away. He's dead. He's not dead. What is this Birdman? Enough with the Birdman. And I'm not seeing this Ray Kroc either. I've eaten enough with the hamburgers. I eat hamburgers all the time on the grill. I don't need to see them doing a 612 turn in McDonald's, teaching me how to make a hamburger. How did they make them really fast in 30 seconds instead of 30 minutes? I just seen the commercial. Not into it. Give me another one. What do you think?
Well, there's another movie.
There you go.
There's this one.
Man, Captain. Sure is.
This day forward, we declare the land north of the Pascagoula Swamp to be a free state of Jones.
Right, so that's Free State of Jones. I'm even being cut off by clips now. Free State of Jones, which stars...
You get to the point, you don't have to be cut off. Let's go, come on.
Matthew McConaughey, which I believe...
Where's your bullet points? You're going to talk your bullet point.
Okay, bullet point. Let me just think.
True story, Civil War Southerners fight the Confederacy. That's what I got. What else?
Well, that's pretty good, actually.
All right, that's where you do it.
Matthew McConaughey is the star.
Yeah, he was on that talk show, right?
He was on. He was a guest of Doug and David's a while ago. I don't think it went very well for Matthew, but
they did their own late night talk show there, right? Never Too Late. That's what it was with that Bradford.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct.
All right.
So again, it's history based. I learned a great deal.
What'd you learn? You learned from... You didn't see the movie yet.
No, meaning that I know the story.
From the trailer.
There was a book. No, well, there was also, again, I know you don't read, but there is a book that came out by the same name. So I learned a great deal by reading the book, and I believe the movie...
read the book. What do you need the movie for? Everybody reads the book. Let me stop for a minute. Everybody reads the book. Everybody sees the movie. 100% of the time. Oh, the movie doesn't... the book is so much better. The movie doesn't do it any justice. Do me a favor. Either read the book or see the movie. Don't do both. I don't want to hear that in the review anymore about the book, and the book is better because you use your imagination, etc., than the movie. Done.
Let's remove Free State of Jones from
Thank you very much. Let's try something a little more fun. We're going to go to movies and have some fun.
Captain, people are afraid.
That's why I'm here. We need to be put in check.
I know we're not perfect, but the safest hands are still our own.
I was wrong about you. The whole world was wrong about you. doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
You just started a war.
All right, I've run out of patience. On the roof!
Hey, everyone.
Sound like Spider-Man at the end of that movie. I haven't seen the movie, but the Spider-Man's in this. It's not really an Avengers movie. It's a Captain America, but all the Avenger characters are in there and have a little bit of Civil War. What do you think?
Well, I'm not big on superhero movies, so this might be a stretch for me, but I'm willing to learn.
They're saying it's the best Civil War movie ever made. Not Civil War. What am I saying? The best Civil War movie ever made. Now you got me thinking about the Confederation with all this, the Confederacy with all this free state.
See that? The free state of Jones is permeating your mind.
Yeah, I don't like it. Maybe
There's not much that can permeate it, but
I'll tell you
this
what
one
can.
is,
I need a little dessert. We need to sit down and relax, have a little bit of dessert. Let's trade a couple of recipes, take a break, and figure out what movie we're going to see together. Because so far, I don't think we got one.
I didn't realize that sugar works as a relaxant for you, but
it does. Sugar and a little caffeine. I have a little coffee in my meal too, just to relax. That's all I need. I need a little sugar, and a little coffee, and I can relax. I'm not as uptight as I am now. Don't talk as fast. You know what I'm saying? Slows me down. Get to the point. What do you got? You got a dessert? What kind of dessert? You gonna use?
I'm looking for verbal or visual cues for when to come in. But so far, it's been almost 2 shows, and it's been highly unsuccessful.
I don't do all that nonsense. I just say talk. Go. Do.
Raspberry ice.
Nice.
I believe you'd like this one.
Let's see what you...
In a small saucepan.
Don't cry. You sound like you're crying there. Come on. Stiff up a lip, my buddy. Come on.
In a small saucepan, you combine 1 cup of water. I just feel like...
You're all choked up. This is some recipe. Wait, your mother used to make this for you or something?
No,
We got memories?
I just feel there's emotions coming up in me that I believe stem from... possibly my childhood. I was, really berated by my parents growing up and not allowed to speak very often. And I just think that's, really coming.
All right, get to the point. Come on, raspberry ice. Come on.
Okay.
Your father reminds me that he sounded like a pretty decent guy. I probably would have got along with him pretty good at these barbecues. Did he have barbecues himself?
His did.
Father yours?
Yes, he did.
He enjoyed the barbecue. His buddies over a couple of beers?
Yes.
They throw that horseshoe around a little bit,
I wasn't allowed to participate.
Did they hit you in the head with the horseshoe once?
They tried.
Yeah, not on purpose, of course. No, they have horseshoes. They have rubber horseshoes.
No, I believe part of it was on purpose. Anyway, in the small saucepan, you combine 1 cup of water, half a cup of sugar. You bring it to a boil, and then you let it cool. You let it cool.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in a blender, you puree 3 cups of raspberries. Here's where the raspberries come in. I bet you were waiting for that.
I want to try to figure out puree. You mix them up. Yeah, okay, and?
With the sugar syrup.
Oh, good, okay.
Again, the relaxant for a barbecue guy.
Correct.
And strain into a loaf pan or shallow dish and freeze. Freeze until firm, about 4 hours.
Oh, you got to think ahead of this one, right. Okay, you take it out, then what do you do?
Whip a half a cup of heavy cream until soft peaks form.
Huh?
Soft peaks. Soft peaks.
Oh, I don't think it's going to happen. We're going to pour a little Cool Whip on top of it and you're done. That's it.
Or Cool Whip.
That's it. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a nice dish. I got something better for you. Strawberry ice cream sandwich. You take some strawberry.
Sounds delightful.
Take some Pepperidge Farm or some Bordeaux or some ginger snaps or some shortbread. Any kind of a cookie. It can
you wouldn't make your own cookie?
No. Huh? No. I'm not making any of my own. Oh, boy, this guy's something else. He's making it for the barbecue, make it for the barbecue. For a dessert, you take the strawberry ice cream right out. I didn't make the ice cream either. You take it right out of the hoo-ha.
Now, back to America's entertainment pop culture talk show. Everything old is new again with Douglas Viviani and David Cohen.
Wherever this being was, he always had 4 followers he would imbue with power.
What is it? Oh, God. He can control all of us. The world needs the X-Men.
That's why I'm here.
Everything they built will fall, and from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one.
Welcome back to Barbecue Guy and Fondue Guy at the Everything Old is New Again barbecue. We're sitting back in between barbecue and trying to figure out what's the best movie for both of us to go see. Agree upon and do summer blockbuster movie. That one there, you got a little tear in your eye there, my friend. What's going on? Did Apocalypse do to remind you of dad or something, or what do you got going on?
Yeah, I think first I just want to apologize because I believe I've been affected. I think that food brings a lot of emotion. It's an emotional topic and has brought back, to me, unfortunately, some childhood memories that I hadn't expected would come up. But with that said, I think if I can read one more dessert recipe, it might make me feel better.
All right, then we'll get into discussing this apocalypse, the X-Men apocalypse. I want to see if you want to see that also. Do you want to talk about that first or after? I don't care. What do you feel better?
I don't want to talk about it at all, if that's okay. I'm trying not to re-trigger the memories, and let me just focus on the dessert, and then we can move.
Why you're not into the barbecue. This is why you're not into the meats. This is all triggers the memories. A guy screaming like that guy Apocalypse. It's kind of upsetting to you.
Peach and raspberry parfait. So what you do is you take the peaches, you cut them into 2.5-inch pieces. You take 1.5 cups of raspberries.
I know you.
2 cups of sugar. You know, I know you find this funny, but it's making me feel better. So, what? I feel better already. 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, a pint of vanilla ice cream, and then you
Why do you got to give me measurements for everything? Can't you just tell me the stuff with the measurements? No one's writing this down.
And then you just throw it against the wall and you storm out in a tantrum. Let's get back. Now, I think that one subject or one area of movies that we might agree on, Barbecue Guy, is we haven't brought this up yet. Children's movies. I happen to like children's movies. I don't know how you feel about children in general, but perhaps you like children's movies as well.
I like a child's movie every now and again. I like that Sandlot is a pretty good movie there. I go for that in the past. And but the only thing is, I'm looking at this. I don't know. He's got these video games. All of a sudden, there's this like Angry Birds. Listen to this.
We're gonna get those eggs back. Come on, we're birds. We're descended from dinosaurs. We're not supposed to be nice. Holy moly! Yeah, point made. Time to get angry. Fire!
I don't know what's going on with that. I can't. It's a video game on your computer or on your phone. All of a sudden, it's a movie. I don't understand. That's not a kid's movie. Where are we going with this?
Well, it's animated. It can be a child's movie, a children's movie. It's also an adult movie. I play Angry Birds on my phone.
No surprise there. Holy smokes!
It's very whimsical and it relaxes me. And
you never met a bird you didn't like. That's for sure. I can imagine that. You got one of these up at the highfalutin. You got yourself a nice bird cage. You're putting out the bird seeds and the pumpkin seeds and everything else for these birds to eat.
I do belong to a birder club, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, you're watching the birds there. See what birds. Oh, I saw the yellow-bellied sapsucker the other day. That kind of a thing.
Well, not so much the Looney Tunes versions of birds, but more actual birds. So,
all right. So I saw the St. Louis Cardinal. No big deal. There's a St. Louis Cardinal went by me. The robin redbreast. That kind of a thing. You seen those?
Yes, they're beautiful birds.
They're flying around New York City, around your apartment.
That's true.
I think you better clean up the apartment there. Take the garbage out and secure it. Secure those garbages with the ties. The birds are not going to want to fly over your head looking for the meat. And I should say, you don't eat the meat, the tofu to eat after you've taken it to the garbage.
That's very.
You got to clean up a little bit. That's why you got some problems there with the birds. All right. Listen,
okay.
Well, I'm going to cut you off because I want to tell you something. I don't really have a major problem with the kids' movies. But is there any out there we could see? What do you think?
Perhaps. What about this one?
All right.
Don't cry, Mommy.
Dad, Dory sleeps swimming. She's talking in her sleep.
I'm remembering something. What was I talking about? My family! They're out there somewhere. I have to find them.
All right, what are you thinking of? What are you telling me about this thing?
That's Finding Dory.
Yeah.
Did you see the original animated movie that came out around 2006? Finding Nemo.
I did see that. It sounds like exactly the same things as Finding Dory. All of a sudden, this Dory's supposed to be funny. She has no memory. I can't remember anything. You float around. It's like one of these Saturday Night Live skits. It's funny for like 30 seconds. You're making a movie out of this thing because she can't remember where she swam? Can't remember where her parents are? What are you talking about?
Well, that's a valid point.
Thank you very much. Makes a valid point. So come up with another movie, because I tell you what, I'm not the Ellen DeGeneres. I don't mind. I think she's a pretty good voice, but I don't think it's a good movie.
I worship Ellen, by the way, just to let you know.
You dance like her, that I know that.
Tread lightly, my friend.
I've seen you dance like her in the breaks. I tell you that much. It's a little shocking. Tell you the truth.
All right, how about this one? You might enjoy this one.
Guess you heard about the boy.
You know, word travels in this town. How long has he been out there?
6 years.
You don't survive in a forest for 6 years alone.
He says he wasn't alone.
Little eerie there. Look, that sounds like a kid's movie. It kind of grabbed my attention. What do you think?
Well, it's a remake of Pete's Dragon.
What do you mean remake? What are you saying? Remake?
Well, Pete's Dragon was a
You're still eating from eating that food. That you kind of like my sandwich.
I can't drink on an empty stomach. I get a bit wild.
You're eating that strawberry ice cream sandwich. Not so bad, huh?
It's actually pretty good.
All right, but you're on the radio, so you can't be eating while you're on the radio. David Cohen does the same thing. It's unbelievable, this guy. All right, what do you got?
I apologize. Pete's Dragon is a remake, again, of another film in the 60s.
What? Is a Pete's Dragon in the 60s? What? Get to the point. I never even saw it. What's it about? Who's the dragon? Who's Pete?
I'm actually boring myself.
All right, so this is not going to happen.
This is not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But I know where you're going. You're almost there with this Pete's Dragon.
Why?
I like to have a little fantasy. I like to have a little adventure. I like to have a little fun. But also with the little kids there, I like to have a little heart and soul.
So you have another idea?
I got another idea. Take a look at this one. I think this is going to work. It's a long clip.
Please don't eat me.
You think because I'm a giant that I'm a man-gobbling cannibal. You can call me the big, friendly giant.
Oh, my. I have a plan.
Brave Sophie. This be the story of a little gal. There'll be great adventures and laughter. Times will be hard. Times will be soft. So hold your breaths, cross your fingers. Here we go.
I'm going to call you BFG.
All right, before I say anything, I want to give you this little piece of the work here. First of all, Steven Spielberg involved with this whole scene. All right, he directed this movie. Second of all, it is a book from a long time ago that they're reestablishing. I think you may have read it when you were a kid. So it's got that going for you. It's got the kids, like a kid at heart. Seems like you got a little kid at heart of yourself there before the dad threw the horseshoe at your head. You have some nice memories about being a kid. That's good. Go for that. And then you got yourself something for me. You got a nice little adventure here. An adventure story where he's got this big friendly giant, and he's saving his little kid, and they're going on an adventure. And guess what? The kid's got a little problem. The kid's got some psychological issues. He got some issues with the parents, just like maybe you ever had. And this little big friendly giant is coming along, and he's helping this kid fill the gap in her soul and her heart, and giving her a little adventure and love. What do you think?
I think that's fantastic. I didn't mention it because I know, you went on that rant about the books and the movies, and BFG, of course, was a famous children's book, which I love dearly. And I'm excited that this movie is out. So have we found a movie that we will see together?
I think we're going to see this movie together. Before we go a little further, I want you to understand about the books. I've read the DiMaggio biography. I've read the Sinatra biography. I've read the Mickey Mantle biography. I've read the Lou Gehrig biography. I've read the Mickey. I was saying the Babe Ruth biography. So I read the books. All right.
Yeah, I'm seeing a theme there, but okay. But reading is good.
They're very big, thick books, very heavy. I dropped a few on my foot the other day. I'm walking with a limp. Listen, I'm going to tell you this much.
So you read them recently?
I read most of them recently, yes.
Okay.
Because before that, I was on the football books. Before that, I was on a little bit about politics. And then listen, there's a lot of books I read. The biographies. I love the biographies. I tell you. As far as I'm concerned, the BFG would be the way to go for you and I.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm so happy that we've reached the consensus on this.
Absolutely.
I really am.
Speaking of an adventurous little girl, we got Angelica Viviani here. She's going to take us out with some fireworks since we're going to celebrate BFG. And see you.
Should we see the 9 o'clock?
About 2:30 this afternoon.
I'm free.